Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to some more StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today I'm playing a Zerg vs Zerg for you, and this time around it is going to be a macro focused one, hopefully, okay? Most of the Zerg vs Zergs that I'm currently playing on the ladder are all about cheese. Not currently, no. But currently there's a lot of cheese happening in the Zerg vs Zerg matchup. However, obviously there's always the room for some macro as well. I am gonna open up with a hatchery first, I think. But I will tell my opponent shortly, by the way, that I am, currently recording a video. But I will be opening up with a hatchery first, but basically just know that I'm doing this knowing that if my opponent is going for the 13-12 shenanigans, which is very common, I'll likely just straight up lose the game. But anyways, we'll go ahead and get a 16 hatchery right here. I'll go ahead and get a 16 gas geyser as a follow-up as well. And then also a 16 spawning pool. So 16, 16, 16. Just gonna see if that is gonna work out very well. I am currently recording a video though. Alright, here we go. Just so my opponent is aware that if he's starting to BM me or something like that, he probably should, not do that. What strategy? Wow. Wow, smooth. Alright, let's go ahead and actually, I did accidentally make an extra worker right there in between as well, by the way. So that was actually in the end a 17 spawning pool opposed to a 16 one. Not the biggest of deals. It still stands true that if my opponent is gonna go for any kind of early game aggression, I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble, and I need to see if I can, not have that happen to me. Now, I will be honest though, over the last couple days of me playing Zerg vs Zerg, there's actually been a relatively okay amount of macro. I mean, it hasn't been insane or anything, but there has been less cheesing over the last couple of days, and I'm secretly hoping that is the case, over the next couple of weeks as well, so that we will see more macro focused builds in Zerg vs Zerg. I watch you stream a lot, by the way, he says. Wow, thanks, dude. Hold on, let me just start up my Zergling speed real quick here. That's really nice of him. It's actually kind of funny. Lately, the more I play StarCraft, the more people actually recognize my nickname in game. I mean, I'm not really a famous person or anything. And actually, we do see a natural for my opponent as well, which is great. I'm not a famous person or anything, but a lot of people are being extremely nice to me lately, especially in game, like this guy right here. Thanks, dude. That's really nice of me. All right, we'll go ahead and get the Evo chamber as well, and I'll go ahead and obviously already have the Baneling nest down. I'll put one set of Zerglings right next to the Baneling nest, just so my opponent, if my opponent is opting to go for a lot of Zerglings, I can actually make Banelings in time to defend against that shenanigans. Looks like there is actually a Spine Crawler going down as well for my opponent at this point in time, which may actually very well mean that he's planning to playing a macro game, and he's actually making workers. So I'll end up cancelling that Evo chamber, and I guess we're just gonna go for some mid-game shenanigans. That means that I'm gonna go for a third base though. I mean, if he's putting down a Spine Crawler, I'll go ahead and make a third base. He's investing a lot into defense then. This is the risk with playing defensive styles. Do have to go ahead and obviously wait for my Zergling speed to really finish up. I'll go ahead and make a couple more Zerglings here as well. Extract trick out 2 sets, which I think is fair enough. And I may actually go for a little bit of, either Roach play or Muta play. There's really 2 options. Now, there's a whole bunch of Zerglings for my opponent at the moment. Not really something I do want to be fighting here. And he's actually moving out with more and more units now, too. This may be a trigger because he obviously saw me take that expansion. I should be able to make enough stuff, though, to deal with his aggression. Oh, no, he's got a lot. He's actually got a lot right now. Okay. We'll fight him on top of my Banelings, make him a little scared. Keep having an eye out right now on the minimap as well to see if my opponent is opting to make more and more units here, but it looks like that is not the case. Oh, actually, I was wrong. He actually is making more and more units here. I don't think he wants to stick around on this for too long, though. Yeah, he already put down his own third base. Okay, I didn't see any Evo chambers from him, so even though there's a lot of aggression going down, this is mostly just going to be a fight right now. I think to see who can contest the third base better. We'll go ahead and back up. Gonna get the attack upgrade going as well. Making a couple of extra workers here, and we'll move some workers from the natural towards the third base. I'll also make sure to make a couple more Banelings here, and I think we're gonna start some Roach production now too. Do want to start up the Roach upgrade, obviously, as soon as it finishes up. Mainly just getting the Banelings now to see if we can, get some good connections going, for example. But here we go. Getting the Roach worn up. And I'll get another gas geyser as well now that we've somewhat started mining the gold base. Gold base is obviously extremely, you know, high in income as soon as you get a couple of workers over there. So this is pretty good. I do want to have an overlord over here towards the eastern side of the map, just because I know very well that there's a chance my opponent is going to go for some aggression off of this. And we'll start making non-stop army at this point. I already have solid saturation right now in all of my bases, and I will be able to move out Red Wind Roach Speed and +1 attack finish up. I'll do some moving around right now as well, though, just so I can, you know, see if my opponent is actually... Oh, well, this is what I was talking about, but looks like we managed to defend against it just fine. I already have my Banelings in advance. Nope. I guess you were just blind, sir. Alright, we'll start moving across the map now. He ran into the Banelings. I already prepared them in advance, just talking about, you know, how that was a potential strategy my opponent could be going for. Looks like, you know, I'm gonna have to back up for the moment. He's trying to detonate as many of those Banelings as possible. Very good. And we'll go ahead and see how much damage we can do here. Very good. Looks like he's actually switching into Mutas. So we'll put down a couple of spores, as well as a Hydra then. And then drone up. We'll drone up here. I could potentially win the game here. It's a big chance that I will not be able to do so, though. Although, we do have a lot of army here. We do have a lot of army here. I've got the transition ready to go. You likely will be able to hold on eventually, since my Roaches cannot quite shoot up yet. They haven't evolved to that point. Maybe one day they will. For the moment, though, I'm gonna send a couple of Zerglings into my main base, or into his main base, rather. And I'm gonna start making a lot of Hydras here, as well as a bunch of Zerglings. Just doing as much damage as I can at the moment, though. Well, I may actually very well be able to finish off the game. I mean, we got Hydras incoming and whatnot. I made a couple of drones in between as well as a lot of static defense. Looks like I've been underestimating the strength of Roaches so far in Legacy of the Void. And after he ran a lot of his units into, you know, into my Banelings, I'm not sure. Probably with a gold, yes. I'm not completely sure whether or not the Zergling transition right now is better in Legacy of the Void, but so far it's looking relatively powerful. The nice thing about Legacy of the Void as well is that even though... I'll finish the point in just a second. Looks like my opponent has decided to GG. Even though you can transition towards Hydralisk, and even though Banelings are very scary for Hydralisk, since my opponent's Banelings will do will deal bonus damage to my Hydras because they deal splash damage, you know, obviously. They will actually deal bonus damage against light as well, even though the Hydras will die to that very quickly. You now also get both the range and the speed upgrade on the Hydras with this one upgrade in the Hydra then. So I'm kind of on the brink to say whether or not it is better to play Roaches right now or to play Mutalisks, especially when you already have the third base established. If you do not have 3 bases, I don't think playing Hydralisk is the correct choice, just because you will not be able to make enough of it. The only issue is that if your opponent gets a ton of Mutalisk out, they will simply be able to nuke through your Spore Crawlers with relative ease. The thing about Spore Crawlers right now in Legacy of the Void is that they do a lot less damage than they used to do versus Mutalisk, as they used to do in Heart of the Swarm, for example. But even with those upgrades, I think on the Hydras, it is still okay. And if your opponent overcommits towards Mutas as well, and you already got, you know, a Hive coming up, for example, you can also go for something like the new ability on the Viper that will actually do splash damage to air, and especially against low HP units such as Mutalisk. That ability, you know, I don't know the exact name of it right now. Parasitic Bile? No, I'm mixing up different units here. But anyways, doesn't really matter all too much. Basically, the new ability on the Viper will allow you to clean up massive amounts of air as well. So I think with a gold base, just because you get a lot of extra income and you can actually get the other gases a little bit sooner, and therefore you can make a bigger amount of larvae into Roaches, I think a Roach build on maps like this is a little bit stronger than Mutas. Although, you know, I hope you understand the reason why I think so. I'm not 100% certain if that is going to be the case. But either way, we managed to win a macro-focused game against the Zerg player right here. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button down below so you get a notification as soon as I upload the next one. And other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, and I will see you in the next one.